Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. I'm just popping in today to share a really cool series of projects that I've made with some new Spellbinders goodies. These are little stitched boxes. Aren't they pretty? I've got a set of 3, and we'll talk about how I did it in just a minute. These I kind of put together like a little tea party. I've got Biscoff cookies and mini candy canes and tea bags and honey sticks. And this one's empty. It can hold a small gift, or you could put a cupcake in there, which would be really cool. And then this is the large basket that I've stitched together. Isn't that pretty? This is great for holding Christmas cards or fruit or candy. It'd be a great way to package cookies. And then I made a bunch of cards, and we'll look at all of these in just a minute. I just want to show you the products. This is Cathe Holden. These are her, this is called the Hexagon Base and Side Bowl. That's the large bowl that I showed you. I remember making these actually out of old Christmas cards when I was a kid. Did any of y'all do that? So this one comes with 2 dies, and these dies are special. They are designed to cut even through lightweight metal. You can cut through leather. I used 110-pound cardstock. You can see they're a little thicker and a little deeper, and they're really strong. They're thick. So these are really cool. You can cut fabric, you can cut felt, you can cut metal, you can lightweight metal, you can cut just all kinds of different things. They cut through 110-pound cardstock like butter. So there's the cover for this one. Then the other one has this set of 3. And what I did was I just ran ribbon through the top holes and, well, metal string, pulled it up, and then tied a ribbon around it to make it have that pretty shape. And this one has 3 dies. This is the base. So you can make a square, you can make this oval square, and you can make this pentagon shape with this. And then along with the dies, she's got these papers. These are 24 sheets, 6 by 9, which is a really nice size, and 12 different designs. And these are so vintage. They are so, I mean, these take me back to my grandmother's house. These are just beautiful vintage images. And you can see all the different patterns and pictures. Now it is really thin. It's thinner than what I'm used to working with, but it is so beautiful. And I found that if I matted it on paper, I had no problem working with it. So I hope I get time to put together a mini album with this one, because it's just so gorgeous. And you get 2 of each pattern. This one is the Christmas Velvet. I used most of this pad. It's really neat. And these are the papers that I used to make this large basket. So I have 110-pound craft paper, and then I also cut the fronts and the backs to cover it from the paper in this pad. And it's just beautiful embossed jewel tones. I really liked it, and used a ton of it. So here's a quick look at what I have left. There's my little scraps. So just really, really pretty. And there's a lot you could do with this. So this is a neat paper pad. Then she also has 2 different packages of ephemera. And I'll show you the backs of these. These I love. These really do feel like something I would have pulled out of the trunk in my grandmother's attic. They are just beautiful, and the quality is really good. And then she also has 2 stamp sets, which I did use a little bit, and I'll show you how I did that. The other item that I paired up with this, Spellbinders has these wonderful new 3D embossing folders. This is called the Holiday Swag. It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning, and it embosses beautifully. So that is what I used on my little trio of boxes. This is craft paper And what I recommend is that you mist it lightly with water, then you put it in the embossing folder and run it through. This softens the paper just enough so that it really pushes the design up. And then I just dry brushed over it with ivory chalk paint to get this wonderful, they almost look like stone. They're so beautiful. And look at the detail that comes through. This folder really, I'm going to use the heck out of it. It is a stunning, stunning thing. So really beautiful. I just wanted you to see the detail on here. It's one time through your die cutting machine. It's just works really, really well. So we looked at this basket. I've got little bows on each of the corners. And then I also covered the bottom of each of these with an extra piece of paper because I had loose ends from my threads down there. But let's take a look at the cards. These are all 5x7. I've used Spellbinders 5x7 card bases. And then you can see how I stitched my designer paper onto craft to create a really sturdy layer. Here's that embossing panel again in the background. And this, I went over it with Gathered Twigs Distress ink, and then I just came in with my finger with a little bit of metallic wax and kind of lightly skimmed over it to create this wonderful finish. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but it's really beautiful. These little wooden buttons are also embellishments that I got from Spellbinders. The twine is Spellbinders, the ribbon is really reasonable ribbon, and then some jingle bells I had in my stash and a button from my stash. And on the inside, I've just used little pieces of the paper. Look at the cute Santa boot ephemera. Created a little pocket. Here's where I used my stamps to create a little sentiment panel, and I tucked in a wooden snowflake. So that's the first one. The next one, this is the same paper. I just want you to see, this is the same paper, but instead of using the Gathered Twigs Distress ink, I used Pine Needles Distress ink. And I did the same thing where I just very lightly skimmed over it with gold metallic wax. I added some rhinestones to the Christmas tree. These brads, this is another ephemera piece. This is an ephemera piece that I just kind of bowed up in the middle for dimension. And then on the inside, just some bits and pieces. But look at this done on white. I just think this embossing folder is really stunning. So you can write your message in the center of that sentiment panel. This little cigar band is another really cute ephemera piece. Then this one, I used a red piece of patterned paper, and I pieced together a bunch of the leftover bits from making the basket for the background, then ran this through the embossing folder and then just hit it with the gold metallic wax. This little tag is from the collection. I've added some little birdie flowers, some little snowflake charms from my stash, some twine, a brad, and one of the wooden stars here. And then this opens up. This is just the designer paper. It comes just like that, so easy. Dressed up this little tag from the ephemera with a little string and a little snowflake, and then tucked a little gingerbread man into the pocket. And then the last one, this is so beautiful. This reminds me of growing up in Vermont, this beautiful barn house. Everybody's out in the snow, playing in the snow. I spattered this with diluted Gathered Twigs Distress ink to create the spatter. This is a little wood slice that my son cut for me, and then I put this ephemera bit from the collection here, along with a little postcard, a little key, a little lock, some jingle bells, little birdie flowers, twine, and this ephemera. This was such a simple card, but it is so pretty. And then on the inside, I've added a snowflake here, and this is actually a bookmark, just made with scraps. And I used one of the ephemera pieces to make like a little band to hold it in place. So that is my project. I've been really busy the last few days working on these. The baskets took a while to stitch, but you're probably a better stitcher than I am. I am a really, stitching is not my thing, but I do love the way they turned out. And I got faster as I went on and got more practice. Muscle memory is a wonderful thing. But I just wanted to show you because pictures sometimes don't really explain it as well. I just wanted to do this little video to show you what I had done. And if you love to stitch and you remember making these baskets as a kid like I do, you might want to take a look at these dies. And I will link to all these products on my blog, and I'll put the link in the description box below. So that's it for me, Cathe Clement, Cathe by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.